We are getting into some very powerful components of Python, and I'm so excited that we can now be learning about functions. A function is a block of code that performs a specific task and only runs when it is called. The benefits are modularity, reusability, and readability. Now, I know saying that is one thing, but understanding that is another. So let's go through some analogies. One analogy that I like is a factory, where we compare a function to a factory. We bring in certain inputs to the factory, certain raw materials. They get processed within the factory, and when they leave the factory, they are changed, they're modified. Something happened in the factory to the raw materials to make them something else. And then they're output from the factory. So that's what a function does. If we look at it like a factory, we're telling Python, hey, I have some raw materials or some inputs. I want to run a function that I've written with these inputs. And then we're going to generate some outputs. That's one way to think about a function. We could also think about it like a dressing room. We take some things into the dressing room and try them on, see how they look. And we come out of the dressing room with a new look, or we've done some things. We don't even have to bring out the things that we tried on in the dressing room. A function doesn't have to return things to us. It can just process data, and we can call that and tell it to do things. So in this instance, the dressing room would be a function. Probably my favorite analogy is a vending machine when we're talking about functions, because it's very clear. We put some inputs into a vending machine, and we say, here's some money, give me this item back. And the function will give you that item back. The vending machine will give you that item back. Very similar to a function. So there's obviously a few nuances with functions, which we'll talk about. But overall, I want you to think of a function for now as a block of Python code that we can reuse. We can package it how we like. We can give it inputs. Sometimes we don't give it inputs. We can create many functions. We call them to perform their task, and then they're done. So I want you to think about a function like that. Here's just some analogies that I think can help as we think about functions. And in the next lecture, we will actually look at a function in Python.